Hey guys, DC Network here, coming at you with another video. I guess I've been living under a rock for the past 2 weeks because apparently the next Avatar series leaked and I completely missed it. I was scrolling on the web earlier today and I saw something pop up saying Avatar 7 Havens, Avatar's next series leaked, and I was like, this must be clickbait, right? Because I feel like I would have heard about something like this, but nope, this is 100% real. The next Avatar series that is taking place after The Legend of Korra has full-on leaked online, and we know a lot of details, and quite frankly, this is very different from what I think a lot of people were expecting from the next Avatar series following the Earth Avatar after Korra. So without further ado, let's get into this. So apparently over the past 2 weeks, there have been a multitude of leaks regarding the next Avatar series, which as I said before is going to be titled 7 Havens. What we know about it so far is that it's going to consist of 26 episodes initially. It could get renewed for more episodes afterwards if this is a successful series. We don't know if this is going to be one season filled with 13 episodes, then a second season with another 13, or if it's just one 26 episode long season. But what we do know is the premise of this series and who our avatar is, or should I say who our avatars are. So for the premise of this series, we're actually dealing with a post-apocalypse setting. Essentially what happened was Korra was dealing with some evil threat that destroyed the entire world, so the 4 nations are no more. They no longer exist, and essentially Korra reshaped the world after this catastrophic event that took place, and she created what is known as the 7 Havens. They are essentially different cities that are spread throughout the world of Avatar, and essentially they kind of serve as safe havens, if you will. I guess hence the name of the series, 7 Havens, because the rest of the world of Avatar is a wasteland that has energy storms and other dangerous threats lurking within it. So that's pretty much what we know about the premise of this series, which I think is a rather shocking direction that the Avatar franchise is going to be taken versus what other people were expecting from this series, but we'll get into all that in a little bit. So then we come across our avatars, and you might be noticing I'm using the word avatars instead of avatar, the plural of the phrase, and that is because we are going to have 2 avatars this time around. Apparently these 2 avatars are named Pavi and Nisha, and they are twin sisters who essentially both become the avatar somehow, some way, we don't know. Guess we're going to have to watch the series to find out. But these 2 sisters are living in Allura City, which is one of the 7 havens that I mentioned earlier in this video. And what's interesting about these sisters is despite them both being the avatar, they were raised in very different ways. So Pavi is one of these sisters that we mentioned before. She lives on the street. She's actually homeless, and she's actually missing her left leg, whereas her sister Nisha lives a privileged life. She apparently was viewed as by the White Lotus as being more powerful, the more powerful of the 2 of them, so she's living this luxurious life while her sister is out being homeless on the streets. Now, one thing I do wonder about this plot point here, because obviously this is all based on rumors and leaks, so we're probably missing some details here and there. I do wonder if maybe they don't know that Pavi is also the avatar. Maybe they think it's just Nisha, and then when they later learn in the series, I'm assuming they're revealed to us and everyone will learn, oh wait, there were 2 avatars this whole time. This is the first time this has ever happened. How did this happen? But nevertheless, Pavi is, like I said, living on the streets homeless, and she's living with her companion who is an airbender named Jay. Both sisters have cat monkeys as their guide animal. As we all know, Appa was Aang's guide animal and Naga was Korra's. These 2 have cat monkeys, and Pavi's is named Geet and is a white cat, whereas Nisha's is named Ruhi and is a black cat monkey. Pavi is described as being more passive, whereas Nisha is described as being more aggressive, which I think gives us a bit of a hint as to where this series could possibly be going. And the last detail I have for you guys is apparently, according to the leaks and rumors, 2 of the episodes were fully complete out of the 26 as of July of this year. So yeah, this series is probably at least 1 to 2 years away before we actually see it on Paramount Plus. And there's also some images floating around there. Some of the character models are out there, as well as some storyboards and other details about the series, which I will not be discussing or showing any of those here because I'm not trying to get struck down by Paramount. But nevertheless, what do I think about all this? Because this is a lot. This is drastically different than what we were thinking would happen next with Avatar, right? Because I feel like a lot of people were just expecting, Avatar, whatever it's going to be called, the Earthbender, is going to take place so many years after Korra. We'll see a more modern civilization that's more akin to our own, right? And this is a completely different direction than that. So first and foremost, the premise itself I want to talk about, then we'll get into the fact that there are two avatars. I think this premise is rather interesting, honestly. I think this is a really interesting direction to be taking this franchise into going forward because, again, it is something completely different than what we were all expecting. The easy route would have been to do what I just mentioned, to have it be a more modern setting that is more akin to our modern day world that we live in, but instead they're making it that the world ended essentially. There was the apocalypse and now these characters are trying to live and make the best out of whatever happened. That's one of the major questions that's going to be in this show, obviously, is what exactly happened that had Korra destroy the entire world and have to reshape it? What threat was she facing? And I'm assuming probably that's also going to reveal to us how she died. I'm assuming in reshaping the world and dealing with the threat that she dealt with, that's probably the way she died. But again, that's all going to be something we're going to have to explore and discover when this series comes out. But the other thing as well is the fact that there are two avatars. And I've seen in general with this series a lot of negative reception online to this idea. Even I was discussing with two friends earlier before recording this video. They were saying how they don't like the direction this show is taking. They said it's just another Last Airbender. They're just trying to do that again. And I wholly disagree with that take. I think this is a great direction for the series to go in because it's interesting and there's a lot of mysteries and questions we're going to have to be solving throughout the run of this show. But the fact that there are two avatars is very interesting to me. The fact that there are these twin sisters that just so happen to both be avatars, that's something that's going to be very interesting to explore. And I think we have a little bit of a hint as to where this story is going based on the information that we have from this leak. If you guys recall, I said before that Pavi is more passive and Nisha is more aggressive. This makes sense given that Nisha is growing up in a luxurious life, right? She's spoiled, she's being treated like a queen because she is the next avatar, whereas her sister Pavi is homeless. She's missing her left leg. She hasn't had it the easiest throughout her life so far, and by the way, these characters are both said to be 9 years old each. So it makes sense that one of them is more humbled, one of them is more passive, as they're saying in this league, whereas the other one is more spoiled, more aggressive, more greedy. The other thing as well with these characters, if you look at their cat monkey companions, Pavi's is named Geet and it's white, whereas Nisha's is named Ruhi and it's black, light and dark. So I think what we're going to see here with these twins is maybe Rava is more present within Pavi and Vatu is more present within Nisha, making it that we have a light and dark avatar for this series. One avatar is going to be more of a light side user, so to speak, and one avatar is going to be more of a dark side user, so to speak. Basically, we have an evil avatar and a good avatar, and maybe that will cause some sort of clash between the two sisters as we progress and watch this series. Overall, I think this is a very interesting direction to be taking the Avatar franchise into. Like I said before, I've seen a lot of negative reception to this online. I've seen a lot of people not liking this idea. Like I said, my friends I were talking to before, they were not fans of this idea. They think it's stupid that there's two twin sisters who are both the Avatar. They think it's stupid that we're in a post-apocalypse setting, that the world was destroyed because Korra screwed up somehow, and we're gonna have to see, them traverse this world that's in disarray, kind of like what we saw with Aang in The Last Airbender. But in my opinion, I don't think any of that is a bad thing. I think all of that makes this series much more intriguing to watch. There's going to be a lot of mysteries during the run of this show. There's going to be a lot of questions that we have, a lot of questions that the characters have that we just don't have the answers to. And hopefully as we watch the series, these questions begin to be answered in a satisfying way that is intriguing and just further develops the world of Avatar, because I just think that this is a really interesting way to be continuing this franchise and moving it forward. They're not taking it safe, which a lot of people do these days. A lot of these networks, a lot of these executives, a lot of these creators will take the safe route because they don't want their shows to be canceled. They want to have the greatest success, and this is the farthest thing from that. This is something different that I don't think anybody would have predicted, and I give them all the props in the world for that, because I respect that they're trying to do something different instead of taking the easy route and just saying, oh yeah, here's the new Earth avatar. He or she's just living life in the modern day. They have a cell phone now. There's tablets. There's iPads in the Avatar world. We have these flying cars. We've been living in a time of peace. No, this is the exact opposite of that. It is not a time of peace. The world is in disarray. prey. It's a more primitive society that's having to avoid the wastelands. What happened to this world that we're sitting here in this position during this new series, Seven Havens? I think this is such an interesting take on the series, and again, I can't wait for this to come out. As to when this is coming out, like I said before, we're most likely 1 or 2 years away, but for now, we have to wait to see till we get our first official look at this series. Hopefully it's sometime this year, because I'm really curious to see more of what Seven Havens has to offer. Anyways, let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about all of this. What do you guys think about Seven Havens? Are you excited like me to see this new direction that they're taking the Avatar franchise into, or are you a bit disappointed and wish they were doing something different with the next iteration of Avatar? If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to see more content like this from DC Network. And if this video does well, I'd love to make a video recapping all the rumors and rumblings that are coming in the future of the Avatar franchise, because there's a lot more besides this and the Aang movie. There's a lot of movies in development. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.